Hello, sixth grade. Today's Thursday, November the 12th. Almost to the end of another full week of school. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and dive right into our items for today. So I noticed many of you have already completed your digital binders and you've turned them in, and that's great. However, I'm going to unsubmit them because I need you guys to study. You will have a vocabulary quiz on Friday on your 12 vocabulary words for chapters 9, 10, and 11. Okay. Let me go ahead and start with number one. All right. So we are there are a few of you, just a few of you, that have to still take your revise and edit test. I've left the code there for you. I will be reaching out once again. Remember, this test can only be taken during school hours. You are not able to access it after school. So for those of you, for those of you at home that have not taken this assessment, and it is a test grade, it's a summative grade, you need to make sure that you get this done between the school hours. All right, so we are going to continue with our mentor sentences, our complex sentence practice, AWUBIS, right? And what you need to make sure is that you definitely are knowing which of those subordinating conjunctions go with what letter of the acronym. And you want to be able to identify the independent clause and the dependent clause in a complex sentence, and also be able to identify a compound sentence. So we're mainly focusing on complex sentences, and so just be sure that you review that. All right, so 3, we were going over controlling idea. We did some practices, so I want you just to kind of go over those because 3 kind of leads itself into number 4, where you are continuing to draft, which is what our calendar says here, continuing to draft your paragraphs. So be sure that those your controlling idea is established, and just continue working on that. It's not a bad idea to double check your sentences. Make sure you have some complex sentences. Make sure you do have some compound sentences in there. All the things that we've been learning. So you want to just make sure that you include some of those. And then also be sure you are maybe elevating your vocabulary. Let's replace some of our more simple words, and let's try to find some higher level vocabulary words, maybe about 5 of them. I want to challenge you to do that. I know that's not on our list, but it's not a bad idea to try to replace some of those lower level words, and let's kind of raise the bar a little bit. Okay, so if you haven't noticed already, number 5, I did include in your folder, and I've moved everything down to Thursday's folder for you, so it's easier access. There are some words and phrases that are in there, and these words and phrases go with the type of choice you made from the choice board. So if you're doing a review, we put a list, or we collected some information, some lists of words and phrases that you can go over and possibly include in your paper. Okay, so whether it's the review or the infographic or the interview, look over those and see where you can insert some of those words to maybe add a little bit more fluff, I like to call it, into your paragraphs, okay? And also I want to remind you, number 6, your digital binder, please complete your pages. We are definitely winding down with our novel, A Wrinkle in Time. And a lot of you have expressed how much you've enjoyed the novel. Many of you have already finished it, so thank you for that. And finally, again, I wanted to remind you, in order for you to access the slides that you are going to submit for your final grade for your choice board, number 7 is very important. You need to go back to your Wednesday, November 4th folder to access that. I will be moving these to your Friday folder and moving them down every day until you turn them in starting on Friday, guys. Okay, so just kind of FYI. And just be sure that you do access that folder November the 4th on Wednesday. You need to make sure all of the slides are filled out where it asks you to. Please be sure you are also revising and editing your information. I've gone in and seen a few, and there's, lowercase i's, there's no punctuation. So just kind of clean it up a little bit as you go along. Next week, we are going to be doing our official revising and editing. So I just want to point out that if you happen to catch something, change it. Or if you have an extra set of eyes at home, have them look over it. All right, guys. So that's all I have for you today. You guys have a wonderful Thursday. And if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. We have just 6 more days until Thanksgiving. And in case you haven't guessed it by now, I love pumpkins. My favorite thing in the fall are pumpkins and, of course, pumpkin pie. So anyway, guys, have a fabulous Thursday, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye.